There we go. I think we got our public now. Sorry, we had a little bit of a glitch on that last one. Nobody knew what we were talking to ourselves here for a little bit. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Red Baron. Thank you for finally being able to get this program here. This is the third time's the charm. Must have been a full moon the other night. Okay, so my name is Red Baron. Thank you very much for joining us. As always, this is Thursday, and Thursdays are woo-woo time here on FibbyCharts.com on the unfairadvantage.chat. My name is Red Baron, and with me, of course, on Thursday is the fabulous Veronica Jayne. How are you doing, Veronica?
Doing amazing. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Okay, so now I'm seeing people filing into the chat here. We can actually do something other than talk to ourselves here. We went about 15 minutes before I realized we weren't broadcasting here. All right, so we're going to have to kind of reboot and get my poop in a group here. So let me go back and get started doing all over again here. I got to get on my charts. I do want to forewarn everybody here. I'm having a graphics card issue, so if you do lose the live stream, it might be due to the fact that I got hit with the blue screen of death and it shut my computer down. I've got an all-new graphics card that is nowhere close to as powerful as the one that I had before, but it's necessary to run 6 monitors, and so it has a tendency to be a little on the slow side. So if I start loading up graphics with charts and websites and whatnot, sometimes it has a bad hair day and it just lets go and shuts everything off. So if the live stream should happen to just cut off abruptly, that's probably what happens. So hopefully we won't have that problem. I'll try to keep the graphics to a minimum, and I think everything will be fine. I haven't had it for a couple of days, but I want to give everybody forewarning that's going on. So give me just a second here. Let me get just kind of put me in a little bit of a disarray here. I want to make sure I get everything opened up here real quick. So guys, if you're new to the live stream, thank you very much for joining us. We'd love to have you be a part of our chat group, which is free. There's no charge to join us. You can do that at the unfairadvantage.chat. And you can find the link for that in our description box. And, of course, obviously, we'll be talking to Veronica here shortly. And if you'd like to reach out to her and avail yourself to her very special service, you can also do that with the links that we'll provide you to get direct access to her. So, all right, hang on just 1 minute, and I'm going to let the usual suspects file into the group here. And then we will go ahead and get started. I see some new names. Okay, so it's been a heck of a week for crypto. So what we're shaping up for here is we're just on the eve of what we hope is going to be the blast off here. We were kind of looking towards the 22nd. Here it is as I film this or as I record this at 9 p.m. Chicagoland time here in the Midwest in the United States. It is 10/21/21 today, and we were making some calls and some expectations and predictions for tomorrow to be kind of the blessed day for all crypto investors, or the start of it anyway. So we're going to go back and we're going to kind of check into things and see, are we still progressing with that, because there's been a lot of people who have been asking, is it on, is it on, is it on? So we're going to answer that question. And I do want to make you guys aware that my birthday party, the big birthday bash down in Georgia, is going to be happening next week. So just to kind of let you guys know, you're going to have a dry week of no woo-woo chat come next Thursday, because I'm going to be on the road down south to go meet up with everybody. So anyone that would love to be a part of that, just simply join us at the unfairadvantage.chat and go to the birthday bash room, and then you can learn all the details and come to our first ever meetup. We'd love to meet you. I'd love to shake your hand and kind of introduce yourself to me and get to know you, because this is one big fun community. We're all in it for the same thing, and I'd love to have you be a part of what it is we're doing. All right, so let's take a look at a few things here. So as far as Bitcoin goes, let's just leave this off talking about Bitcoin. I'm kind of thrown off by my missed broadcast here a little bit. I had a good roll going, and I kind of it's kind of screwed up my mojo a little bit. All right, so Bitcoin is doing some pretty impressive things. We've gotten up to 67,000, or we got up to I believe it was 67 and some change, almost going up to 67.1. It's pretty much been predicted. So I had the marker going to about there now. Are we going to go any further? I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback. We've had some pretty slow and steady climbs up tomorrow? Is it going to rocket? I don't think so. We're on a little bit of a pullback, and we're dropping down a little bit here. So we're going to take a look at it. We are rolling into the red MACD. And this is on the one-day chart that I'm looking at here. So it's to be expected that we're going to have a bit of a pullback. I mean, we've had a pretty good succession of days that have just been straight up and up and up and up, and it's time for a little bit of a pullback down into probably in the purple area as I have it forecasted, so or to the top of the purple box. So with it, it'll probably drag the rest, or our alts will more likely probably have their turn at bat here coming up. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with a few things in the charts here. Let's see, where do we want to start here? So let's go ahead and let's start talking about XRP for the first part. So Veronica, what anything you want to discuss from a world event standpoint?
World event, well, like I was saying, and we were joking with each other earlier, is that I really do have to start watching the news and being a little more cognizant of what's going on. Because when I get that information, then I start seeing flashes of things, unless something's really, really bad or somebody asks me a question and then it just comes out of nowhere, out of left field. But as a general rule, I try not to be too receptive to the random stuff, otherwise I'd never get through my day.
Right.
You know?
I didn't have a chance to even look at world events either because, like I said, I've just been getting besieged by all the people have been messaging me. People that were in the VIP Gold broadcast heard a little bit about that this morning. Once in a while, guys, for the public group, we do private broadcasts within the group for gold, platinum, and diamond members. Kind of get VIP, so we do this. Sometimes we do this twice a day, not always, but sometimes we do it twice a day. So they kind of got a little bit of insight in my world of distraction that's been going on here in the last 48 hours. It's ridiculous to say the least. So, but not a bad distraction in and of itself. But nonetheless, I haven't had a chance to really take in the news and see what's going on. I think basically what we're looking at here currently is we're looking at an Evergrande situation. We're looking at where we at with Earth changes, and I think by and large, are we looking at any major political events coming?
Okay. Well, with Evergrande. Just as you were talking about it, I'm seeing someone falling to their knees and they have their head in their hand, and this wave of nausea just sort of hit me. Like, this is an unsolvable problem. There is no solution to it. There's no fix to it. Nobody's coming forth with a piece of paper, or there's no engineers coming forth with the solution, and this is how we're going to get out of it. We're going to design this escape plan. I don't see any of that happening. I just see a man in a suit on his knees in the dirt with his head in his hand. So it's not going away.
Right. Do you see this having any kind of tie whatsoever to the collapse of the dollar? And then that's a pretty broad title for the chain of events, but do you see this having any kind of tie to what's defined as the collapse of the dollar?
It's not defining it, it's just nudging it along. Like, it's like walking up to someone with a bad knee, and then you sort of kick them in the back of their bad knee, and then they fall down.
Right.
Well, they already had a bad knee, but the kick didn't help.
Right.
It certainly provided the momentum, the excuse, I should say, for the collapse.
Along the lines of dealing with China and the stuff that's going on with the boats, do you, I already know the answer to this question, and I kind of want to take this discussion a little bit into something that I posted earlier in the chat. Do you see the boats getting unloaded anytime soon that are offshore?
I just heard a man say, "Ha, fat chance."
Right. Yeah. Let me explain something. I posted probably one of the best videos that you'll ever get within world events in the unfairadvantage.chat. And basically, it broke down, for those of you who really don't understand exactly what supply lines are. I come from an automotive engineering background, so on-time delivery means, when you reach over and you want something, I mean, it doesn't sit. We really don't use warehouses anymore. Stuff comes right off the boat, straight to the factories, and literally right off the docks. So they don't warehouse stuff like they used to. This video explained in great detail exactly how on time on demand really is. I mean, it would shock you. I'll give you a little excerpt from this. Toyota, and I know this from a automotive standpoint. If say for example, the seats of a Toyota are manufactured by a company that subcontracts to make seats, those seats do not ever. They literally come in from the seat manufacturer to Toyota within minutes of being put on the assembly line and put into these cars. There is no warehouse, there is no stack, there is no nothing for these things. And so when you interrupt a supply line like that, you can't just shut it off and turn it back on at will. And this video, if you guys, if for nothing other, if you guys that are already members of the unfairadvantage.chat, seek that out and look at that post that I did earlier. It would shock you. Supply lines are so much worse than people are being led to believe. Here's a good example of this. If you want any red paint, any red cars in this world, not going to happen, because the place where red, the chemicals that are required to make the color red come from are completely shut down. Ergo, there will be no more red cars until they open that back up. And it's just little things like that that really gain you an understanding of exactly how screwed we are as far as a manufacturing and retail standpoint, amongst other things. So enjoy your day, folks, because this is as good as it gets. It's going to get much, much worse, I can tell you. I mean, I've been Chicken Little about this for a long, long time, but I've been speaking with kid gloves. But you know, it's time you guys understand that as good as your day is today, tomorrow's going to get worse, and the day after that's going to get worse, and the day after that. Supply, you know, gain access to as much resources as you possibly can before people wake up and realize that it's going to get damn bad, and everybody runs to the store. That's a good question to pose to you, Veronica. When do you see the realization hitting people that this is something? How do I want to phrase that question? The next rush on a store for essentials, I guess. When do you see that happening?
Okay, there's a couple things there. There's the Christmas rush, which is not the same as the rush that you're talking about.
Right.
It looks like people are running around in the stores, and there's some stuff there, but it's like they're shopping and shopping and looking, but they're not finding anything.
And that desperation, that's the point I'm trying to make, is the essentials for, you know, toilet paper is kind of a joke, but I mean that's the when we get that next toilet paper moment, when do you see that being?
I see toilet paper with shamrocks, so I'm assuming that would be around March.
Okay. Shamrock toilet paper. All right. That long. I'm kind of surprised. Okay. All right.
No, people are going to keep stumbling through. There's going to be Christmas. There's going to be some frustration with that, and people are just going to chalk it up to, you know, Black Friday kind of things, and, oh, I missed out, or I narrowly missed this, or, oh, it was gone before I got there. They're looking for stuff, but they're not finding what they're looking for, but there's a lot of crap out in the aisle.
Right.
It's just not what they want.
Right.
And then they're going to let that pass, and then they're going to continue, and then we're going to see things start, like I see the cogs turning, and then it's like somebody throws a wrench in it. So I really start feeling it more around April, but the shamrocks are like, starts right here. And that's where you're going to get people noticing that they're missing some stuff. So for me personally, it's kind of a joke, but I love Virgil's root beer and I love Virgil's cherry soda. That's my thing.
It must be a regional thing. I've never heard of that before.
It must be.
California thing?
I have piles of it inside my closet. And the other day my daughter goes in there. She's like, Mom, you're hoarding cherry soda.
You know,
yeah,
it's,
I am.
Listeners of this show know that I'm a Diet Pepsi addict, and I'll tell you what, you'd think there'd never be a problem. I'm having problems getting Diet Pepsi in the Midwest now.
Wow.
And it's like, I have a store manager from a little store down the road, and she and I swear we drink all the whole stock of that mini mart there, but we're always fighting each other to see who can get the last bottle of Diet Pepsi. And she said it was like 2-3 weeks before she had her last in stock. This is a fairly major chain here in the Midwest, and she's like, I don't know what's going on, but Diet Pepsi is just not being delivered like it's supposed to. And there's times when I go in there, even the Pepsi and the Mountain Dew's not. So we're already seeing, it's not necessarily Diet Pepsi. It's some element that goes into making it. So we're starting to see the rough fraying around the edges. Here's a good question that comes in from one of our listeners here that posed a really good question. Let's talk about gas, because that's going to be something that's going to be affecting people's lives very, very soon. What do you see? Let's treat this kind of like a crypto. What do you see now? Your gas prices are different than mine because I'm powered by corn up here and you're not, so I get cheaper gas than you do. What's gas prices where you're at right now? They're $3.25 right now here where I'm at.
No, it's like $4.70 out here, $4.60.
Man, okay. So let's use your prices just to worst case scenario. What do you see? How would you like to work out? And this is something I meant to discuss with you before, after the last show, is looking out. You don't want to involve your daughter and stuff because she didn't like that. But what would be a good event? We were kind of going to the next show. So let's say next show being. That worked out pretty well for us last time. Hang on just a second here. Let's find a date. So the next show after this would be November 4th. Okay. So give us the all-time high for gas by November 4th, 2021. Your prices.
Not too far from where it is now. It's going to creep up a little bit. Let's see, how much is it creeping up from wherever it's at right now? Looks like it's going to creep up another 6 cents.
Another 6 cents? Basically over the next 2 weeks?
Yep.
Okay, well, that's not as dramatic. Let's take that a little bit further. What do you see by the end of the year? Same question.
Oh, I see people being very upset, kind of gritting their teeth at the pump and just being really ticked off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't have enough to deal with, and Christmas is here and the holidays are here, and I can't believe how much I just paid for gas. This is just BS. So people are getting irritated at that point. So gas price. Let's see.
Give us your high price by Christmas Day, 2021.
I'm seeing percentages. So let me go with percentages.
Okay.
So for where we are now, what percentage is it going up? Looks like about 11%.
That's no small number.
It is not.
All right.
It could go up that high. It's like I see the oil man, the fat cat in the suit, and he's quite chubby and stuffed into his suit, and he's rubbing his hands, and he's like, ooh, what can we do with these prices? Okay, we got to think of an excuse to raise the prices, because out here in California, we pump our own, oil, and we refine it. There's a refinery right down the road from me.
Right, you're local. Everything's right there on the spot. There should be no trucking.
Exactly. But they're coming up with reasons, and they're rubbing their hands together greedily going, we've got to think of a reason. And we're going to come up with these really ridiculous stories about why gas is so expensive. And people are really just going to buy it because they always believe what we tell them.
Mm-hmm.
They're just making excuses. There's no real reason for it. There's no actual shortage or difficulty or storage problem or refinery problem or a transportation problem. It's just not. It really doesn't exist like they're saying it does.
Excuses. Okay.
Oh, yeah. They'll come up with a great story, and they're just like laughing and rubbing their hands in glee.
Now, there's a lot of speculation that this is also going to be home heating fuel is going to be basically the same thing. A lot of blackouts and stuff are forecasted, and a lot of stuff that we've seen in Texas last winter will begin to be a thing around the country in sporadic blackouts. I would highly expect that. So not to put too fine a point on that, so let's move on to metals. I'm showing on my screen. She can't see my screen. She's not in front of the computer here. I'm showing silver. It's been on a tear here lately. It's been following up my predicted channel just absolutely beautifully. It's right at the half point right now. Last I checked in on it, it was about $22. Now we are at $24. This is spot price, by the way. $24.19. So by the next time we talk, which will be the 4th of November, can can you give us the low point of any pullback, the low point for silver?
Looks like it's going to go down a notch. Like I'm seeing like 23.75. Like it's just going to drop a notch. Not much. Maybe even down to 23.37.
Okay. That's
but
right.
It doesn't feel like that's a comfortable spot for it. Like it doesn't want to stay there long.
Okay. So we're looking
it's not going to settle there.
Okay. Well, that's right within my predictive AI areas. So, okay. That's realistically where I would expect something to pull back. We've had a really good run up on this. It's due for a little bit more. By the end of the year, let's continue on with that. Silver's a big thing.
Okay. I just saw it rolling and bulging and kind of like a big wave coming.
Mm-hmm.
But then I see like the capture, like they're trying to hold it back, like it's bulging out too much. No. And then they got to get their arms around it and pull it back. So it starts to swell, and it makes everyone really nervous. Not everyone nervous. It makes the powers that be nervous, because if silver is too high, they start to freak out.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like there's going to be some very deliberate manipulation of that. When is that? Let me see. October, November, December. End of January, early February. Major manipulation to push it back.
Between now and Christmas, what do you see the high being?
Let's see. 24. I don't know if it'll hit 27. I don't think it's going to get that high.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. 26 and a quarter, 35, 45. 26.85, like right around there.
Boy, you're close. You are close. my AI system has got 26.50.
Oh,
so
cool.
you're right within spitting distance. So once again, okay. All right, so let's get on to crypto here. Let's go ahead and kind of let me save that so everybody. So guys, by the way, anyone that's watching this that's new off of YouTube and has never seen this before and not familiar with us, if you'd like to subscribe to these AI powered charts that I'm using, you can do that at fibbycharts.com. Just simply go to the main page right here. Just go to subscribe now, and you can go through if you'd like to know what comes in the certain packages. Right now, I'm working with what's called Platinum Pro, which has got all these coins and a whole lot more. And so if you'd like to subscribe to that, join us at the unfairadvantage.chat and check us out for free. But if you'd like to get in on the charts, you can, of course, do that. It's not required to be a member of the free group. So let's go ahead and jump on down here to, let's just start with Shiba, because that's the one everybody really wants to know about. So let's start with Shiba. Let's get the fun stuff out of the way.
Okay. Well, I see Shiba as a larger puppy. Like I said, when I first started doing readings on this months and months and months ago, I saw it like as a very tiny, almost small rat-sized little puppy.
Mm-hmm.
And now it looks like kind of like a chihuahua. So it's gotten much bigger. It's fluffy, if there's such thing as a long-haired chihuahua. It was wearing really tight clothing for a while, which I didn't know what that meant. I just thought that just looks funny to me. But, I think we talked about that a little bit. And that tight clothing means that, once kids outgrow clothing, they don't go back.
Right.
So I think it had on that tight clothing, and it was showing that it needed new clothes because it wasn't going to go back.
All right.
So now I see it with its little sweater on, and the sweater fits better. It's still a fluffy little thing. But he's only about, maybe 9-10 inches tall at the shoulder. So he's bigger than he was, but still not full grown. Still a cute little thing. Still melts my heart. So I still feel heart energy and genuine fondness for this coin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to do this at 3 levels. So can you give us our general, and then again, to be clear for the folks that are listening here, we've been kind of speculating that the 21st the 22nd is the kickoff of, let's just say, on into Sunday to kind of keep this bracketed. between now, the 22nd on into, we'll say the morning of the 25th for you guys that are offshore, to really be a particular move upward. So my question to you would be regarding this: what do you see Shiba doing between now in the next 5 days?
Okay. What price is it at right now?
Currently, it's at 4027.
My first instinct was like, ooh, that's a good price. I should buy some. That's just my first
I wouldn't
instinct.
fault you. I can tell you right now. I'm sitting on the trigger right now, watching it. We're forming a triangle. Go ahead and just do your thing here while I'm talking. We're forming a triangle. Pardon all my junk here, but use your imagination. I can't do both things. We're forming a triangle here that should break up. This is a very bullish formation coming out of this. This is a bull pennant formation. If I were to open this, and it should go up considerably higher from now. However, this is crypto, and nothing works as simple as that. So I have my speculations where it's going to go, but I am also very, very doubtful whether it's going to do a full run.
I'm seeing it because I'm looking at it on the stairs. So it's looking at me and it's doing its little pitter-patter paw thing. Like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. And then it wants to run up the stairs. Okay, so he jumps on the second step and he kind of stumbles and falls down. And then he's a little more cautious and he goes up 1, 2, 3, wiggles his tail. And then he jumps up the stairs, but he doesn't go straight up. He jumps up the step and then he runs back and forth on the step. And then he looks like he put his paw down on one, but then he went up to the next one. He ran back and forth, and he's making sure I'm watching him and following him. Like I'm not, like he doesn't want to lose track of me, or like he's afraid I'm gonna get lost if he goes too fast. What is he doing? What he really wants to do is then do a straight run up after all that little shenaniganery.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he wants to do. So I understand that when I see stuff, it's visual images.
Mm-hmm.
So usually, like for example, last time I was doing the visual imagery and I told my friend, I said, I don't know what that means. He just ran up 3 steps. And he's like, so count on the number of where it is and go add 3 onto that. What's the price? And I was like, oh. And that's where it went up to within a couple hours of me seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like he's taking a run at the steps, like he's got a lot of energy, a lot of momentum, a lot of excitement. He tries to jump that first step and he just like completely falls flat on his face, like he missed the step. And then he's like, oh, shake it off. And he starts jumping up the 1 step, and then the 2, and then up to the next one, runs back and forth, so not making any progress, but still slightly upward. Another step back and forth, making no progress, but slightly upward. And then from that, he's like, follow me. And then he starts running up the steps and looking over his shoulder like, are you coming? Are you coming? Like he doesn't want me to get lost. He wants me to keep up with him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I see happening in the immediate future.
Okay. Not within the next 5 days.
Let me see. Where are those steps in the next 5 days? 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's 5 days.
Okay. So let's go out a little bit further. So by the time we talk on the 4th of November, give us the high price for Shiba.
Okay. So let's look. The price is 4 zeros and then a 27 right now. Give me a second. Let's see if we can get some numbers going here. It's going to go higher. So where will it be then? 7, 2, 8, 2, 9, 30. 37.
0.37 or 0.00037?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So from there, let me pull that. That would be. That's a pretty good run.
Yeah.
That's off my screen, guys. Well,
Because it is going to pitter-patter around. It's going to jump up, fall on its face, start back up, a couple steps.
so let me be clear here because of what I'm looking at. So you're saying 0.4 zeros, 3, and 7.
Yeah.
That'll get some people's attention. So I had an earlier call here. Let's
Shoot, I'm waiting for it to go to a penny. That's what I'm waiting for. The in-between stuff is great, but
Veronica, you floor me every time we do this. Okay, so guys, let me kind of encapsulate what you're looking at here. This call was made by me, and again, she's not looking at my screen. She's not in front of a computer. This call is my ultimate. This is where I'm expecting it to go, is to this yellow line. I make these little scribe lines. So again, to be clear, you're at 0.40 and a 3.7, right?
Yep.
I'm coming in slightly above you at 0.38. So there you go, guys. That's pretty much, that's your future in the next 2 weeks, as I see it and as she sees it. So that's as good as gold right there, boys and girls. Okay, so that's not as fast as we would hope for. We would hope that it'd be, we were kind of hoping tomorrow was going to be the day we would see this, but we waited this long. This is not bad. So again, to kind of put that on an actual percentage basis, that's a 40% run, guys. So take that as you will. Now, again, obviously, everybody wears their big boy and big girl pants. None of this is financial advice because we don't have a clue what we're doing, right? So what we tell everybody is this is strictly for entertainment only. You guys do what you need to do. I'll do what I need to do, and Veronica does what she needs to do. But it is our opinion that this is where it's going. So we want to make sure that you guys know that. All right.
Yes, use the information in a practical and reasonable way. And let me tell you something, too. Over this past week, I've gotten 2 different readings where I was told to rake in the profits. Don't just let them sit out in the field. Go
Absolutely.
And glean the field and pull the profits in as they come.
Yep.
Don't waste them. Don't waste the opportunity.
Always take the profits. You don't always say there's so many ways to do this. I mean, you sometimes think of it as any of you guys raise tomatoes or any of you guys raise vegetables and stuff. You you're not trying to kill the whole plant. You're just trying to prune the stuff that's good. Look at it from that. You're growing a crypto garden here. You're not trying to wipe out the whole garden all the way down to the dirt every time it yields something. You want to prune off the stuff that's good. Take a little bit here, a little bit there. For example, I just took a Matic position. We're going to talk about that here in just a couple minutes. I'm expecting a pretty good run, and I know it'll go higher, but I don't want to be the first person to. I don't want to be the last person to take profit. It's always best to kind of stand by the exit and be the first person out the door before the mad rush comes, because I assure you that sometimes when you go to all good plans are foiled by man plans, God laughs, and so you always want to take that profit a little earlier than probably everybody else thinks that they can. So in other words, to kind of explain this, it's no shortage of people that expect Doge to go to $1. I wouldn't ever try to hold Doge till $1. I'd be unloading that at about 80, 85 cents. I'd be well out the door before everybody else even knew that we were even heading towards the door. That's not, again, advice, but that's the way you do it. Always the first person to be out the door is the smartest. You're leaving a little bit on the table, but that's you live to fight another day. So. All right, so Shiba. So as long as we're talking about Doge, let's give Doge a little love here, because Doge is just really kind of fallen out of favor with everybody. No one really talks about it. It's got to become an established coin, and again, you guys can already see where I'm already kind of thinking. So give us a same price. Let's give us a Doge. Currently is at 24.2459. So let's just call that 24.5 cents.
Okay.
So let me know what you think it's going to be doing by 2 weeks from now when we talk. The high.
All right, let me write that down here.
0.2459.
Dogecoin. Okay. 0.24. I got it. Okay. Seeing symbolism, but I'm kind of brushing it out of the way because it's not what I'm looking for. So give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the dates are we looking at?
We're looking at the 4th of November.
Oh my gosh. I got a big fat no. Okay. Usually
Bad dog.
Or, yeah, it's usually going up or it's going down. The answer is usually not no.
Not only no, but hell no, right?
Something like that. That was weird.
Yeah.
Let me Okay, try again. Come on, November 4th. Where are you going to be at? Where are you going? It is going to go up a little bit.
Right.
Okay. It was a very weak swing of the pendulum, like, if I have to say something. Are you going? Not much, it says. I see like, okay, so I see a doormat, and I see people wiping their feet off. That can't be a good symbol.
Right.
Like get this off the bottom of my shoe.
I'll just leave that easy joke lie. I'm not even going to touch that one. Everybody already knows what I'm going to say. Everybody knows me well enough. I'm just gonna leave that one lie.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can find a price on this. I see it kind of flatlining. It goes up a bunch, and then there's another drop. And it looks like a fairly significant drop, though.
Yeah.
And then it's going to kind of creep its way back up, and then it's going to hit and go up again, but not as high as it was or is now. Got a couple of severe moves, so it's like kind of on a slight incline, a slight bump up, and then down.
Can you zero in on that bump up? How much?
It's very small. I'm holding my fingers up. You can't see them because I'm looking at this chart in my mind. And when I trace it with my finger and I'm making little gestures in the air, and I'm like, oh, it looks like it's about 1.5 inches. But what does that mean? Okay. Okay, bump up. 24 by November 4th, right?
Right.
I'm not even getting 26 cents.
Okay.
It doesn't want to go anywhere. It's just like, let me look at the dog itself. Let me look at the coin. He looks fat and overheated, like he's just laying on the floor just panting. And now he's waddling across the floor like he's fat and he has no energy.
Okay.
It does look like there's going to be some drag upward with the rest of the coin market, but that's not its own momentum. It doesn't have any momentum of its own.
Okay. Okay. Well, we do have a lot of resistance and would flip to support, right? Just slightly. Did you say 26?
Yeah.
That seems to be about the end of the party right there right now. So we're kind of sitting just in that area. We're kind of working our way into a triangle, so that would probably work out pretty well. And then break down from there. Okay, so Doge lovers, you got a long haul ahead of you. All right, so we want to talk about...
I took the loss. Friends, I took the loss and got out of that trash when I was like, take a little, I'm done.
Our big Doge whale doesn't touch it anymore. He's moved on to greener pastures and saner investments. He's made millions with it, and enough's enough. It's time to stop rolling the dice. We do want to talk about a few easy movers here. We're going to tear through some quick ones here real quick, guys, because it's getting to be about 9:30 here. I don't want to keep her on the phone. Let's talk about Matic, and because I'm doing this selfishly because I just took a Matic position this morning, or just
absolutely. What are we doing here?
Matic is currently at $1.54, and so what can you tell me will be the high between now and the next time we talk, November 4th, 2021?
I feel like there's a swell there coming. Let's look. Okay, so let's first ask, is it going to go up or down between now and November 4th? Like, significant. It's going up. It's a pretty solid up. So 155, 160, 170, 175, 180, 185. It's breaking at 85. So 75, 180, 182, $1.82.
There you got it, guys. It's right there on the dual AI line. 185 is where I've got it. So that's where I'm going to be taking my bow, right there, $1.85. So, and that one, this is where my buy happened right here for guys that are looking, and that's, you can see it very clearly marked. So guys, if you're subscribed to my charts, you can actually watch my calls and my moves as I play them out, and I talk about it in the Unfair Advantage chat within the VIP room. So if you guys are neophyte investors and you're looking for just to kind of look over the shoulder of somebody that's been doing this for about 35 years, I've got investing experience under my belt. belt. I don't claim to be the best, but I have my days. So if you'd like to be able to kind of follow along and copy my homework, you can definitely do that, as a lot of people who have joined our group have done. So you're more than welcome to join us and do that. So currently what we're looking at is from where I jumped in to where I'm going to jump out. I'm going to be looking at just a hair under a 20% return inside of just a couple weeks. Not too bad.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and I feel that's a pretty sane move. Matic is I looked at this as basically a no-lose proposition in the long term, because Matic is a very solid project. If this went down, if this turned into a BART, and I'm sure you don't know what I mean by that, if it turns into a BART and went down, I wouldn't sweat it, because this thing will have its day where it'll come back. But to hear you kind of re-verify what my belief is, to see this is going to go up without going down, stay inside the channel, beautiful. That's going to be my birthday present right there. So when that comes, I'll be up 20% on my way home from my birthday party next week. So hopefully, not bad.
Nice.
Not bad. All right, so let's take a look at. So we're going to deal with the swing coins this time, guys, because I know a lot of you guys want to. Let's do XDC. I just saw somebody asked about it. There's a couple of ones I want to ask. XDC. Let's go ahead since it's top of mind. XDC is one that's just been getting the hell beat out of it. It's just not getting any love. We were talking about on the last show, Veronica's been looking for the one. She's looking for one more coin, and it hasn't really quite. Just say it hasn't quite revealed itself to you yet. Or are you thinking?
No, not quite, because I was given some coins last week, and then I do what I call like my mom's portfolio. When I douse for her, I do it a little differently than I do for me and everyone else, which is kind of weird. But when I do for her, I'm like, I need this to work. It's got to be for her highest good and her best of benefit. So I kind of did it the same way for me. The certain number of coins, I'm only focusing on like 4 or 5 coins for the alt season. And how would this one work for me for this alt season on a scale of 1 to 10? How much benefit would I receive if I invested 20% of what I have to invest into this coin? And for XDC, I got a 7 out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I don't make a move unless it's a 9.
Okay.
At least a 9, because 7 is like, yeah, I kind of like my job. It pays the bills, and I don't hate it, and the people are okay, but I'm not living the dream.
By the way, guys, she's a 911 operator in Los Angeles, because if you want a fun job full of stories, she's got them.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
If we get, I don't even want to derail the show, but your last couple of stories you told me about the guy with the AK-47 on the road, and the other one throwing the hammer out the window, that about killed me. If you guys want to hear that, just go to the VIP and listen to the extended broadcast, and you'll hear that story. So anyway, XDC not a prime one for you, huh? You like it, but you're not in love with it.
You know what? I like it just fine. I don't have any feeling one way or the other. I really don't get emotional about coins. Shiba, and there's like maybe 1 or 2 other coins that I actually felt emotional about, which is a little weird, but apparently they make me very happy eventually. So let me just look right now. XDC, on a scale of 1 to 10, if I were to put this in my portfolio, how well would it meet my needs? It's about a 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah, still right in that range, though.
So this thing has just been, like I said here before I pulled this chart up, it's just been getting the hell beat out of it. I mean, it's referred to, the proper way to refer to this is Zinfin. It's XINFIN. It's an X coin. I'll make this broadly speaking a banker's coin, a finance coin. It's going to have its day. It's definitely going to have its day. So when you're saying it doesn't fit your need, it's not that you're saying that the coin is bad, it's just that it's not going to happen as fast as potentially something else is.
Yeah,
it's a long game.
Yeah, for this alt season, I'm trying to absolutely maximize what I can make.
Okay.
Pay attention, rake in the profits, not just leave anything dangling out there, and not pay attention like I usually do when I look up and go, oh, I made a lot of money, or oh, crap. Okay. I didn't.
Right. Well, guys, pay attention to what she's saying, because I'm in full agreement with it. I mean, I don't look at XDC as being a quick flip. It's not. If you're dealing with banks, if you're dealing with financial institutions, well, hell, look at XRP. I mean, it's been a long time, and it's still going. But when it goes, you're going to be damn happy you got in at 10 cents or 8 cents or whatever you can get. Now, so let's put a cap on this. Where do you see this going, up or down? What do you see the lowest being by the time we speak again in November 4th?
The lowest?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so it's about 11 and a half.
Currently we are at 10. Let's just say 10. Let's just say 11 cents because we're just under 11 cents.
Let's see. Let me see. It said it's going to go up or down. It's going to go up in the next couple weeks. So.
What do you see the low being, though?
Oh, the low. Thank you. Yeah. And right now we're at 10 and.
We're to be specific. We are at 0.1097 at 4 decimal places.
0.1097. 5, 1, 2, 1. So 9-1.
9-1. All right.
Kind of breaking right there.
All right. So you're saying we're pretty much there. That's about it, huh? Well,
yeah,
we're inside of my purple band, so I'm holding out for a little bit more, but not. If the whole market starts to go, then this could very potentially be the floor. We're watching that this thing kind of got into a rounded bottom and then spilled out of that. So I'm expecting this to turn into something lower here on this. But
yeah, I see a crack underneath the price. Like there's some very thin dirt, and underneath it, like a crust of earth, and then underneath it is like a little hollow place where if you step on it too hard, it could break through down there.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
And it's not deep, not real deep. I mean, you go up to maybe your knee, and you just step right out of it.
In the short term, I see about 0.10, just to be conservative, 0.105 is my what's called a dual AI line, and very possible it could rebound off that and change direction and start moving up. But again, this is not a flip coin. This is not a short term play. I mean, if you're gonna, this is kind of a weird coin to get into. You gotta have a special wallet. You gotta, it's one of those, and I've talked about this endlessly. These are coins you gotta dig. You gotta really want it to get it. You can't just jump on Coinbase and get you some. But those are the ones that yield in time, yield very well. So. Don't go all in on this, hoping to retire next week, because it ain't gonna happen. I will tell you that for absolute certain. But there will come a day. All right. So as long as we're talking about cheaper coins, let's talk about T-Fuel. T-Fuel is it's a good play. This thing could bounce anywhere. God knows what this thing is going to do next. I mean, it's just all over the road. So currently, it's at 0.2864. What do you see the low being for this by the time we speak next on November 4th, 2021?
Okay. Let's find out. Is it going to go up or down, friend? Up or down? It said it wants to go down some more. Okay. Give me a moment. Okay. 286. 85. $273
273
as a low.
Okay. Well, that would put it right at the last bottom that it tested. So we do have an AI line right there. So she's suggesting that we're looking at probably that level right there as being. So that for the next 2 weeks. So let's flip this to the other side. What do you see the high being for the next 2 weeks?
I feel like it's kind of at the high right now. Doesn't feel like it's going to do much more than this right now, but let's see.
So it might dip and then bounce back and just kind of ride sideways for a couple weeks?
That's what it feels like. It feels like a brick that's dragging. I mean, it has a couple bumps and twists, but it's... Let me just see what it's doing. Let me look at the... I see the flame. I'm looking at the symbol, and the flame is burning kind of low.
I would agree. Now, guys that are on VIP broadcasts that heard my broadcast this morning, I kind of expanded at length about why Theta is not going to do much of anything this year, as I see it, and so that tracks quite perfectly with my feeling. I mean, I just it's not going to be a high flyer. I really don't think it's going to be a high flyer. I mean, T field does move a lot more radically than Big Brother Theta does, but radical moves I don't see being in the cards unless the whole crypto market just takes off like a bat out of hell. I don't see this one doing much of anything. So
the flame was burning low, and the flame was leaning to the left, which to me means lower prices.
All right.
And then the right if it leaned to the right, it would have some potential for a higher price, but it's not. The flame is leaning to the left.
Basically, right in that general box there for the next couple weeks. All right. So one that has been just a fantastic performer is Reef Finance. Reef, REEF. It's a purple logo with an R in the middle if you're looking it up. Current price is 0.03042.
Pretty.
So could you give us the potential low, or give us the low for between now and November 4th?
Oh, okay, let me give an observation. This is a very feminine coin, and it's like wiggling at me like, hi, kind of flirting with me. Wiggling back and forth like a woman would shake her shoulders and wink at you, like that. Oh, okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking at it, I'm going, well, hello, sexy, because I got in a lot cheaper than it is right now. So
Good. Yeah, she's flirty. All right, so we're looking for the low?
Yes.
All right, let's see what we can do with that. How low can you go? I see her kind of put her foot down. She's like, not much lower than this. Okay, calm down, sister. Let me see. 30. Doesn't look like she wants to go lower than 27. Which is funny. Let me see. Hold on. I pushed it a little bit and got it down to 24, and then she wiggled away from me like, get off of me.
Okay. So 24. So where are you thinking? I'm trying to get my AIs to. I'm trying to get my TA to kind of match what I'm looking at here.
Where are you, sister?
I'm just sketching right now while you're doing this.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, well, where are you? You tell me, because I don't know.
Me?
No. I'm talking to the coin. She's pouting, but she's saying 23.
Really? Okay. Well,
like really annoyed. She's really annoyed. I'm worth more than that. Okay, honey, calm down.
I'm laughing at an earlier conversation with a mod about that. Okay, so yeah, so basically what this is, guys, is this is an opening move that's going to close somewhere down in this direction here. So my job from a TA standpoint is to find where the top of that is, and I would guess probably right about there. And if I were to drop that to there, that will in fact match. So where are you at? 0.023, just
2.3 is what she gave me.
Well, that's what I would get as a standard going from not including wicks to the bottom here. So, and of course we have support and resistance. So quite possible we could have one more shot at that. Now, guys that are familiar with my history with this, I bought in at this blue line here the very first time, and did very, very well. 90% returns with this thing. Anything below this blue line is better than I ever did the first time, and I really crushed it. We've had a long, long time to be buying it at like fire sale prices, and this thing just went up already. This might not seem like much of a move to people looking, but that's a 75% return on your money in days. So if this thing falls down again and comes down into this area, I would not hesitate for a single moment to be snapping this up, because the long-term forecast for this that we have using my AI software, we're looking at $3.36 in the next, probably, I'd say roughly about 48 to 60 months, which is very doable, being a finance coin. But all along the way, it's going to be making money. So these are the good old days that you're going to dream about having gotten some. So anything below this blue line right here has totally got my blessing to jump in with both feet.
Mm-hmm. And she is a very pretty purple dress, and she's very flirty and very sexy. Just so you know.
All right.
She's a pretty girl.
Now, that one right there, guys. In case nobody knows what the logo looks like, this is I'm showing everybody on camera here what this looks like. All right. So let's see. We got a couple others here. Let me read through the chat here. So there's one that came in Compound. I don't have a chart for Compound, Andrew. I don't believe so. Can you pull up Compound? Do you have information on Compound in front of you, Veronica?
I'm going to look it up. It looks like a black circle with 3 pieces of paper kind of stacked up, and they're green.
Kind of look like a modified
like
flame.
Like a vertical file.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Oh, it's expensive.
Yeah, it's not cheap. What's the current price right now?
$321.14.
Yeah.
Oof. Pricey. Gotta shell out some dollars for that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of usually getting in on something like that, because you can't double, triple, quadruple, 10x your money as easy as you can with these lesser price swings. But
no. It looks like it's going to hand a few dollars over. I see a handful of dollars, but it's not like in multiplier terms.
Okay, well, that's about the most you can hope for. All right, so a lot of people are filling up my chat here. What about XLM? All right, well, XLM, let's talk about it. So XLM is currently at 0.376.
Stellar. Oh, good. Yeah, it's going up. I have a lot of that. That was one of the coins that I was during my meditations and talking to my guides and my angels. Come on, guys, what do I need? And I need these 5 coins. I need to know what the last one's going to be. Well, the second one I was given was Stellar. Mm-hmm. So Ripple and Stellar. So it said I had to have a major portion of my portfolio that for the alt season, because it was going to stack up for me.
You're talking about XLM?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
yes. Just FYI, private, personal information. Let me just throw it out there to the public.
Sure. Well, no, I've long been kind of pushing XLM as being the more safe and sane. Well, not safe, but the more reasonable alternative to XRP for those that just don't have the means to get their hands on it. And I've long said that I do believe that in the short term it's going to outperform on a percentage basis anything XRP does. XRP will run it down. Don't get me wrong, but in the short term, and by that I mean now to say the end of the year, vaguely, just randomly. XLM is going to do excessively well, and we've seen that just in the last couple of weeks. We've seen it just go on a tear. Well, XRP not so much, but this thing just keeps going and going and going. So the big question here is we've had a nice run to the upside. Where do you see us going between now and the next time we chat? So currently we are at 0.3. Let's ask it both ways. So currently we are at 0.376. So give us our low between now and the next time we talk on November 4th, 2021.
Okay.
What's the lowest price you see for XLM?
It looks like it could go down to 3.4 again.
Really? Yeah.
Let me check again. Let me see if I can push it. No, not much past 3.4, 3.3.
Okay. So that would be 4.33. So that's going to put you right here on this dual AI line, guys. So easily by what she's saying and what I'm seeing, somewhere right in that general range. So that's not too bad a buy. Looking at the idea that this thing is going to go considerably higher. I do have, and I've said this many times publicly, I don't always keep everything behind VIP. I see a future price of $15 for this thing. Not immediately, but I do see it using our forecasting software. I do see a $15 price on this, which is very reasonable considering what this is and the recent news that's come out on it. Some of you guys may not realize exactly how tied in this thing is to the big powers. This has got huge backing and usage by the government, by the Air Force, and IBM. And IBM doesn't put their money or their attention on anything that loses money, ever. So XLM is here to stay. So the question is how well? And my answer would be $15, probably within 48 months, 48 to 50 months, I would say.
Yeah, when I see this, I see a sports car. It looks like a souped-up Dodge Challenger.
Okay.
That's like orange, and it has black flames, and with the chrome rims, and it's a really beautiful, powerful engine and a sports car. That's what it looks like. Sometimes the coins come to me in terms of vehicles, because people use them as vehicles.
Right. Okay. It's a hot rod.
Yeah. Bitcoin, I see it. Bitcoin's a dump truck. It's strong, it's powerful, it gets the job done, it hauls around a lot of crap, but it's not efficient, and it's not a Ferrari. It's not efficient and beautiful and all this stuff, but it's functional and it does a lot of work.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so for the high end for the next couple of weeks, so by November 4th, what do you see? Well, did we answer the question? Yeah, so you got it on the low end. So by November 4th, what do you see the high?
Okay, November 4th, a couple weeks out, says yes, it's going up. That's funny, this one just came up to me and actually said, yeah, hello, going up, and an arrow upward. So that's kind of aggressive. So 37, where are you going to? You tell me. Looks like it wants to go as high as 47.
47?
Yeah.
All right, that's, well, okay. Well, I do have an earlier notation. Well, yeah, guys, this is one of these calls that go in, just come out of nowhere. I mean, these are generated by my AI system. So you're saying 47.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 46.398, close enough for hand grenades. So
that's a powerful engine in that car.
Yes, it is.
Beautiful.
So you're looking at from a bottom call to where Anubis is. That's 30. Well, we'll just go ahead and call it 34%. Not bad. And that's over the span of potentially 2 weeks from today. So basically, how you play this, guys, again, not financial advice. If you want to get in on this is a Coinbase coin, or this is an easily accessible coin on pretty much every major exchange has this. So, you might want to, what did we say the bottom was on this? We're somewhere around about what?
Oh, I don't remember. Does
you write it down? So we're probably at, I'm not, I got too many screens open. So we're
maybe 33 or 34, that rings a bell.
Yeah. So if you're in at about 34 and a half, enter an order, which is where our dual AI line is, which would be a smart place to be and make a buy. Just grab it, just set it and forget it. Easy bake investing. Just set it and forget it.
So let me ask you as an investor, RB, because I'm still trying to figure out my life here.
That's why we call this crypto therapy. Go ahead.
Right? So you as a professional investor, and I'm asking for your own personal opinion, what you do in your own life.
Sure.
You see something like this. What do? You kind of set it to purchase at the low end, and then when it gets to the high end, Do you sell like a piece of it, some of it, all of it? What do you do?
Oh, we talked about this
What's your
before.
strategy?
I shove everything to the middle. I make everybody nervous as hell. I'm either all in or all out. Now, do as I say, not as I do. And I'm prone to telling all you guys this. I mean, well, Matic, I just pushed $40,000 at Matic this morning, and so, or not this morning, this afternoon, and that's literally every penny I had liquid. I pushed it all in on that bet. So it's either gonna sink or swim. But that's just the way that's the way I do it. Now, to kind of, you do bring up a good point here. Shame you can't see the screen, but there's lots of different protocols that you could use from this. There are some people. It really just depends upon. You're more to the conservative side. Nobody wants to lose money, but welcome to investing. It's going to happen. But when you got something like this, so step one obviously is we want to come up with a price that we want to buy it at. So we're in agreement here that we're at, we'll say 34.5 cents. So step one is I would obviously do an order for 34.5 cents on Coinbase using pro.coinbase.com, which would be my preferred way of doing it. And then I can go on, paying attention to whatever all else I want to do with my life, and I don't have to hover over the charts. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I didn't lose anything but opportunity. Now, when that hits, if you've got proper notifications set up with Coinbase, you're going to get an email saying, hey, you just made a buy at 34.5 cents. At that point in time, I'm not expecting that this thing's going to turn tail and just skyrocket towards our sell price. You got a little time to come in and look at things. Now, at that point in time, this kind of brings up a really good thing that I like to commonly, I've said this earlier this morning, is always know your exit before you go into an entry. I mean, if you don't know why the hell you're even buying this, and we're not talking about hope. I mean, what do you really honestly look at this thing and think is going to happen with this? And based upon some form of charting or some form of halfway believable thing, other than some guy on YouTube or some friend gave you a hot stock tip. Looking at this, obviously you can see that it does have the potential, and it has good backers, it has good investors, and it's heading in an upward trend. So if we're given to believe that, what do we say, 40, well, let's just say 47, 48 is our out, yeah, it's going to go a lot higher. But if our goal, knowing what our entry is we just want to make some quick money, then we claim our prize right there. So we go ahead after that buy comes in, we set another sell order, and we wait for that to happen. Now this might go up, might go down, might ping pong along a little bit for a week or two, and eventually hit it. But eventually we're going to cross that threshold, and you're going to get that sale. And when it does, cha-ching, you made your money. And that's basically the way you do it. Now, without turning this into a whole lecture, there are some people that well, let's talk XYO. Let's do talk XYO on the next coin. I again pushed it all to the middle, and it went down a little bit. But there's other ways to skin a cat. Now, what I did, and I showed a few guys that thought this was pretty sweet deal. I calculated how much I would need to take out to have capital to go throw somewhere else and play with. What a lot of guys will do, to paint you a mental picture, what a lot of guys will do is they'll go, oh, well, shit, that didn't work, sell it all. Give me all my money back, take the loss, book the loss, and get out. What I did is I left 20% or 10% on the table because I calculated how much would that 10% have to go up in order for me to zero out. And so I took the other 90% off and went somewhere else with it. And so I've got 10% sitting in XYO because I know XYO is eventually going to go up, and then eventually it will be a no-lose proposition for me. But I was able to take that 90%, put it into XLM, and make 20% on that. And so,
nice.
So without talking above everybody's head here, basically, but on the more simple way for people that are just kind of new investors or neophyte investors that don't have an awful lot to work with, the advice, and I use that word, I know that's a buzzword, but the common way smaller investors go is they get their capital back. So let's say, for example, Johnny has $100 and he puts it into crypto, and that thing goes up 200. Well, he takes his original 100 back. Now he's playing with house money. In theory, that's the way it would go, and then you just never lose at crypto. It all looks good on paper, but if we are at the bottom of a bull market right now, headed up. So a lot of this is a patience game, but if you guys do get cold feet, you don't know your exits and stuff, you really don't know, the first thing I would be looking at is how high does this have to go up for me to get back anything I have into it. and then just maybe make your goal, just take back the stuff you have invested. And then whatever happens, happens. Because like I said, for example, with XLM, I'm expecting XLM over the next 3-4 years to go to $15. And it will head that direction, make no mistake about it. But if I have $1,000 in this and it crosses that threshold, maybe gets to $2,000, I take my original $1,000 out of that and just let the rest of the crypto go right on up as high as she pleases, and I've got a nice little retirement on the house. That's the way the average low-ball investor does it, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. Does that answer your question?
It does. That's actually brilliant, and you've given me some food for thought and some ideas that I hadn't quite considered before, so I'm going to do that.
All right, so that's your lesson for today. Okay, so while we're talking about XYO, let's go ahead and hop over there and take a look at that, because are you having any more visions? Because that just, I jumped on that, and I am prone to impatience as much as anybody else, and so...
You're funny. And you're such an all-in kind of guy. Very. My friends, as investors, they call me the dabbler. The dabbler. They're like, so they'll name a bunch of coins. We know you've got at least some of each of those. I'm like, you might be right.
Oh, I got some people in my group that have 50 and 60 coins, and I just, diversity be damned, my God. I mean, what are you going to do when it all goes up? I mean, you're not going to know what to be selling first, and it's safe, but it's not sane. I mean, you can't bet on every horse in a horse race. That's just ridiculous. But again, that falls into the category of know why you're doing this to begin with. Well, someone told me this is a good bet, so I bought some.
Right.
I don't know. It's not the way that I roll, but it can be an okay proposition. But you got to kind of concentrate a little bit of risk amongst. So I tend to be 5 coins or less at any given time.
Oh wow, I've got 17.
Well, I would probably trim you down to at least about a baker's dozen, okay. But that's about the most. But 17, if you chop that up and look at it differently, you can say, okay, well maybe a third of that is my aggressive. I'm going to just make mad money with that and cash it out, and a third of that is let's see what happens, and a third of it is my blue chip stuff. You can look at it a lot differently that way if you wanted to, but 17 is a bit much just without a battle plan for the entire group.
Right.
What I would caution you is not sell anything. I would caution you to go through your account, and I could do this with you off air. Go through your account and decide, what are these? Are these long-term? Are these short-term? Are these flipper coins? Because if you don't have an identity for each of these coins, something could pop up. You go, oh, Jesus, should that be doing that? And you don't know because you don't know the characteristic of that coin. Is Doge a blue chip? Not in this lifetime. If Doge goes skyrocketing, you need to identify that as something that was a flipper coin and get rid of that bad boy. When it's time to do it, it's time to cut bait and get it out of there.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, we're at the door, wiping our feet, getting the dog crap our shoes.
You said it, not me. I really wanted to, but I tell you what, there's a lot of people that are kind of feeling like that right now. So I've got everybody who follows this channel knows I've got a very good friend now who's a former, he's now a friend of mine that has joined this group and has just completely changed his life investing nothing but Doge, millions of dollars. And upon my advice, because he's a friend and I could say advice, I just like, don't go in for number 20. He's done 19 straight perfect trades with that. I'm like, it's over. Walk away.
Yes.
Tap out.
Let it go.
Let it go. And he did. So and justifiably so. You can see it hasn't done squat since then. So all right.
And I'm grateful to you.
So anyway, with XYO, let's talk about XYO.
Sure.
All right. So currently we are at 0.032.
Mm-hmm.
You said you were having visions of that. You woke up one day and just had it in front of you.
Yep, it was just there, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do something with it. I only did a couple $100. It's such a cheap coin, but got to do it. So, what's the question?
What do you see XYO? So currently price is at 0.0325. What do you see XYO being as a low? What's the low for XYO between now and the next time we talk? November 4th, 2021.
Hold on, let me open up my calendar and put my finger on the day. I'm having trouble holding the day. Give me a second here, sorry. Okay, November 4th, there it is. So 3-2. Looks like 2627. And then let's see what the highs are going to go to.
Say again. Point.
26 or 27 right there. That's where it's breaking for me.
All right. Okay.
Between now and the 4th. My
Cool.
brain started moving in a different direction. Hold on. $3.9. Doesn't seem like it quite gets to 40.
Yeah, I know exactly what that is. That's making you don't see what I'm showing the group here. That's a excuse me. That's a formation that breaks out of a triangle called a J hook, and it happens so much it's predictable. It breaks down to the half of the TA line, which is what this little kind of squirrely thing I made. So this is going to break out of this, hit that dual AI line curve, and start going up. And so you're saying not quite 0.40, 0.04?
Yeah, not quite. It's
Okay,
like right
so-
there, like right at the ceiling.
Over the next 2 weeks now, let's continue that on a little bit further. Do you see from that point, let's go to the end of the year.
Okay.
Excuse me, my voice is starting to go out. What do you
All
see
right.
what do you see the high point being between now and the end of the year, 2021?
I'm seeing a 5, but let's play with that and see if that's something. I'm seeing 5 and someone holding up their arm like they're making a muscle. So, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2. Okay. So let's say 5, 0. Breaking at 52.
52, you say? All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that puts us right above my short-term box right there. So not bad. So if we look at this from low to high, and I'm not saying I might not be back in on. Yeah, you damn right I'm gonna be back. From the bottom, where you're saying on up into the ultimate high, by the end of the year, that's about 86-87% return. So those are the kinds of returns we're looking for from something that wakes you up.
Yeah.
Right. That's they're in as a reason. So, all right. So I'm not. I don't want to say I'm not dissuaded from jumping back in on this. I took 3 positions and I averaged out. So I have a small position that needs to basically get up to this point here, and then I've gotten my cash back. So I would not be, if I'm liquid, I would not probably hesitate to jump back in again at 0.029, right in that range again, and do it, because I think this thing's got potential. It's a delivery coin. It's a product tracking coin. It's kind of in the same general area or general usage as VeChain. So we won't get into what it does. You guys can do your own homework on that. But I think it's got a great potential. It's got a good future. It just needs to get. It's early. It is on Coinbase though, so that helps. All right. So Polkadot is one that is kind of struck my interest recently. It's just been working its way up a channel and doing really well. What do you see for Polkadot being a low for between now and the next 2 weeks on November 4th?
Polkadot feels very official. Very official. Kind of taking itself a little seriously. Hold on. Let's take a look. So right now it's at
$44.31.
31. Is this going to go up or down over? You're asking about the next 2 weeks?
Yes. What is let's go with the low. Let's do lows and highs. What do you see the low being between now and November 4th?
not too much lower. It's not going to do. It feels like it's got a pretty solid seat. 44, 34, 42. It doesn't want to go any lower than 42, that's for sure. Let's see, 42, 10, 20, 30, 42, 30. It doesn't want to, it has a solid seat. I see it sitting on like a stone platform. Like it's pretty solid.
42.30, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, there is quite a bit of support and resistance right in the general area right there, so that's to be believed. That keeps us within the channel here. Okay, same question. What do you see it being for the high between now? Let's take this. Let's take our highs out a little bit further, because highs are a little bit more subjective. What do you see the high between now and the end of the year, 2021?
Oh, okay, I'm already there. Let's see. So starting at 44. It's breaking at 56, so maybe 55.
55. Okay, between now and
Feels like it wants to go higher. It feels like it's got, like it's a very serious business coin. It takes itself kind of seriously.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that would kind of imply a little bit of a sideways move for a little while. Between now and the end of the year, you're saying 55 is about as good as it's going to get, huh?
I don't think that's what it should be, because I'm looking at the coin and it's just very, very stable and solid. It feels like it has the potential for more. So I'm trying to figure out why the price isn't moving like I think it should. Let me get out my pendulum. Let's just let it swing. We'll just let it tell us where it's going to be at the end of the year. Where are you going to be? Let's use the outside numbers. Where are you going to be? On December, let's get a date. It's December 30th, which is a Thursday in 2021. What's the highest you will be between now and then? The highest price for Polkadot. When I swing the pendulum, it looks like it's coming in. Where do you want to go? It's coming in between 60 and 70, maybe 64, 65. Now it wants to swing harder toward the 70, but it doesn't seem to quite make it to the 70. It's right before 70.
Okay. All right, we will mark that. Now that would be, reasonably speaking, with some pullback. So you don't see much in the way of a pullback for this.
I'm not saying it doesn't pull back, but between, let's see, what's the lowest price? I'm going to let it swing on this one too. The lowest price, anytime between now and December 30th. Where are you going to go? How low can you go? No, it's not pulling back much.
Okay.
It's right in the early 40s. It looks like it doesn't want to pull back. Like it's just sitting really hard on that chair and it's not moving.
Sticking to it. All right, cool.
Yep.
All right. Let me take a walk through my list here real quick. I'm sure I'm missing something here that.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm going to be nosy and I'm going to go back to XLM.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
No problem. Actually, I'm seeing comments. There's a lot of. Let's get VeChain too before I forget about it. But let's go back. Let's do VeChain real quick, and then we'll get back on. So VeChain currently is at 13. Let's just call it 13.5 cents right now. Just had a pretty good stable run up, but I'm wondering what's going on with this. So, give us the low between now and November 4th. 2021.
Okay. All right. Let's just ask it. How low can you go? So using the inside numbers, between now and November 4th, what's your low point? It's swinging a little after 11 cents. So 11.
All right, well, that would play it right off the bottom of this channel here, so still keep it inside the channel. So, same question. Let's put this out to the end of the year. So, VeChain, give us the high price between now and the end of the year, 2021.
Inside track or outside track? Let's look. Still on the inside track. 13 cents. How high are you going to go before the end of the year? You tell me, because I don't know. It's swinging between 27 and 28.
Very nice. That's a hell of a call. 27 and 28, you say?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Excuse me. So
I see the chains, because when I look at this one, it looks like a chain. So it has like that personality.
Right.
So right now I see it as a very thin kind of, not a decorative chain. It looks like it's functional. Doesn't do much. And then by the end of the year, it's bigger, more solid. It's round instead of the flat chain links. It's rounded.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks more solid, like you can actually lock something up with this chain.
All right. So from let's do it. Let's go low to high here. This is encouraging. So from the low end at 11, you said.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to grab VeChain at 11 and ride it to 28 cents, you're looking at right at 160% return.
Nice.
So definitely one you guys want to take. And I would have zero reason to doubt this, guys, because this one, the more time that clicks off, this thing just has all kinds of good news coming out all the time. And you folks already know this has ties as a tracker coin for DHL, third largest shipper in the world. I mean, this thing's legit. So for it to go to 28 and a half doesn't surprise me at all. I have my long-term projections for VeChain between $7 and $15. It's going to be a while before we get there, obviously, but headed in the right direction. So certainly not shocked by 160% return. In when we have alt season, that's definitely is VeChain in your holdings at all?
I think so. Kind of lost track. But I think
See what happens? That's what you get too damn many coins. That's why.
I know, because I'm the dabbler.
You should be able to rattle them off by name, like your kids. Okay, all right. So let's go back and take a look at XLM. So what was your question on XLM, or what was your?
You were saying you think it's going to go to $15.
Yeah.
I am going to.
Are you looking to see by when?
Yeah, I'm looking because I'm nosy. I want to know these things. Hold on a second. So is 20? I have years 21 through 25 on the chart. When is it going to go to 15? I want to know. Looks like it's going to be a minute. Like 2024.
Sounds about right.
Darn it. Let's see, is it the beginning of 2024?
Yeah, what you got, time is compressing, as you tell me so often, that it won't be anything. It'll be 2024.
I know, right?
That's the truth.
Yeah, it looks like closer to the beginning of 2024.
Okay.
Like right at the beginning, January, February, like not even into the year hardly.
Okay. All right. So all in all, guys, XLM is just one of those. It's really kind of there's no such thing as a sure thing, but it's pretty damn hard to lose money with a majorly backed coin. That is definitely a blue chip coin. So one that everybody should have some in their portfolio. I'll just say it. If I don't care what size your portfolio is, you'd be doing yourself a huge disservice not to have XLM as part of your holdings, because it's going to be a fast mover. It's a secure coin. It's got a good future. Its multiples are great. I mean, there's really is no downside to it, as I see it. So do you have Atom Cosmos in your holdings at all? You don't do anything with staking at all, do you?
I accidentally staked a couple things.
How do you accidentally stake something?
I think I pushed a button.
Okay,
And
all right.
now it says I'm staked in, is it Tezos?
Probably
I think so.
Tezos. Tezos is I talk about Tezos all the time. It's not the greatest return, and it's just been something that I've been talking about since $2. What did you buy it at? Do you know?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I wouldn't pay current prices right now at all. I do see Tezos going. Well, let's do this. What do you? I call it at $12 in the not too distant future. When do you see that being a likelihood?
Okay, well let's look. Hold on. Tezos. Wish I could see there's like a T3.
Yeah,
And you said what's the price?
$12.
When is Tezos going to $12?
Currently, it's at $6.79.
Looks like the end of 2023.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. And that by no means, as I see it, is probably even the jump off point. But that's as far out as I'm looking on it. Again, with the eye that I was getting in at $2, that's not too bad. 5x or whatever, yeah, 6x from $2. So, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. We probably should be looking at Ethereum here, and then we'll call it a night. Now, we were talking about Adam. I got on the subject of staking and Adam. Adam is Tezos is. I always kind of group Tezos and Adam together when I think about staking. It's not that they do the same thing, but Adam pays considerably better staking rewards. Adam, I'm reading Flemish right now, is one of my moderators is putting Adam is up to 10% on Exodus right now. They're paying 10%. Basically, just buy this damn crypto and just throw it in your wallet, and it's kicking out 10%. That's
Nice.
enough to make your banker's nose bleed. That's you hear you hear the stories about people that invest in crypto and live off the interest. This is how you do it. When you stake and you do stuff like this, this is literally letting your money compound and earn for you. I mean, obviously you don't do that with $100. You do that with 5 figures. But some of you guys are rocking $50,000, $100,000 and stuff. Don't know, you're buying T-bills and all kinds of ridiculous shit. That's so yesterday. Don't do it anymore. Get something like Adam. Adam Cosmos is a very solid project. It's been around for a long, long, long time, and it's a Coinbase coin. It's something that you can get in. I see. Well, let's talk about that. What do you see? What do you see the high for Adam? It goes by Adam, but its name is Cosmos. It has a nuclear sign as
Okay.
logo.
All right, let
What
me
do you
find
see?
it.
The current price on it right now is $34.93. So basically, just a hair under $35. What do you see it being by the end of the year?
Okay. Alrighty. It looks like it wants to go up. I feel some pressure upward on it, like it's like somebody's kind of leaning and pushing against it and putting their shoulder into it. So it's got some solid pressure upward. You said, what's the question again?
What's the high price between now and the end of the year?
Between now and the end of the year. All right, Cosmos, you tell me because I don't know. Wait a minute. First, I need to ask, which side do I use? Which chart do you want to use? Which side? Okay, seeing the outside rim, that's fine. You tell me because I don't know. You're 34.98. What's your high? Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's like at 90. That can't be right.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it can. Oh, yes, it can.
It's actually a little over 90. It's not quite at 100, but it's over 90.
I was just looking at this before you said that. And oh, yes, it can. Very,
well, let
very
me put a little
easily.
star by that one. Hot dog.
Yeah.
Because that might be my 5th one that I'm supposed to have in my...
If you do make the decision to buy that, get with me and I'll show you how to stake that, because you can stake that in an Exodus wallet. Just throw it in the wallet, just hit one button like you probably did, and end up staking it, and that will compound. So any interest that you earn, you start earning interest on interest, and then 10%, basically, if anybody understands what's called the rule of seven, I'll teach something to everybody. This is an old investor's tool. Rule of seven basically means take any type of interest and take it times seven, and that'll tell you how many years it takes to double your money. So crypto is going to be a short, excuse me, crypto is going to be a short-term investment. Speaking in terms of don't expect to be holding Atom when you're 75 years old or your retirement, stuff like that. We've got about a decade and a half to make our money with crypto, and then we're going to be on to a new thing, as we talked about a couple of shows ago. But rules of seven apply to interest rates. So if you ever want to know how long it would take to double your money just in interest, just take 7 times the rate that's being paid. So with this one, you're looking at not a short term, but basically you can make 25-30% easily over a couple of years of just letting your money sit passively. So not too bad. Not only that, but the coin itself will go up as well. So that's what's so attractive about these staking coins when you get them so low. I brought $34 now, but I brought Atom to way back when we first started this website. I brought it on, it was $3 when I first introduced it. And so if you would have got it at $3, imagine the compounding effect, buying a shitload of this stuff at $3 and letting it compound again and again and again, and here we are at $35. So you've already got asset appreciation plus compounding. So when you go to sell this thing at $200, $300, $400, whatever it gets up to, you will have made all that livable interest plus just an amazing amount of return. So there's still quite a bit of juice left in the squeeze here at $34. I see this I see this growing to easily a triple-digit coin in the not too distant future.
That explains the upward pressure, feeling like someone's pushing against the door with their shoulder, and but in an upward way. If that makes any sense. Okay, so imagine an attic door above your head with something on it, like a box somehow got moved on the door, and you've got your hands up there, your head up there, and your shoulder, and you're shoving it upward. That's that pressure I feel.
Trying to break through, right?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
it's had a very attractive run since its listing. It really hasn't been much of a sideways coin. Just this year alone, this second part of this year has just been really good for Atom. So I expect it to continue to go up and up and up. And I think as more people onboard onto crypto and start to learn about staking and stuff like that, they're going to naturally gravitate towards stuff like Atom. Atom is easy to get off of Coinbase. It's probably, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably one of the highest paying ones on Coinbase from a staking standpoint. So, the highest payouts always get the most attention. So that plays into it a little bit as to why this would be jumping up the way that it is. So, all right. Well, let's do Ethereum and let's blow this pop stand. Get out of here. So.
Alrighty then. Ethereum.
My prediction is I told everybody that we were down here. I bought in on Ethereum right here, and we went sideways. I said, yeah, it's getting ready to go. And just in a matter of having a little bit of patience, I knew that this was a sleeper and it was going to start popping. And when it popped, it went up. So we have seen from my buy-in on that, we saw about 550% return from my buy-in. So I'm not doing too shabby on Ethereum. Ethereum, as I constantly, anytime I discuss Ethereum, I talk about Ethereum is not an investment. Ethereum is a means to an end. I want to be very clear with anyone that would ever think about buying Ethereum for $4,000 to know why they're buying Ethereum. Because I hope that it's going to go triple. And, well, eventually, yes. But meanwhile, all these small shitcoins are rocketing past that. In order to buy something like a Reef, like XYO, some of these things you could buy on Coinbase, you don't need to. But if you're going to buy something like Reef, like Shiba, like XYO, like XDC, you need to have Ethereum first to afford the gas to move this stuff around. If you park it on a wallet, I'll tell you, I've seen this happen many, many times. People will go and buy something. I'll give you a classic example. Somebody will buy like XYO, which is an ERC20 coin, meaning Ethereum, and they'll buy it on Coinbase, and they'll move it over onto their wallet. And they'll go, okay, well, so now I got all this, and then all of a sudden said coin starts moving, and they're like, oh shit, I want to put that back on the, and sell it, and then they realize, oh crap, I don't have any Ethereum. And you can move it off of Coinbase, but you can't move it from your wallet back to Coinbase without Ethereum. And then they get true sticker shock, because now they got to go shopping at full retail prices for Ethereum to buy it. just to realize they're probably got to spend money to make money, literally. And so I tell everybody, when Ethereum goes on sale, buy it. Not that you need it, not that you want it for what it is. You need it for being a means to an end. If you're going to be a shitcoin investor or a small coin investor or a small cap investor, 99 times out of 100, you're going to cross paths with Ethereum. So when it goes on sale, buy it. Because, so 4,000, when we were at, 3,800, I predicted it was going to be going to 4,000 and beyond. And so here we are. Now we're knocking on the door of 4,150, and we're coming back a little bit. So after all that, the main question is have we seen the dip just now with more high, or where are we going? So between now and the next time, let's just take it to the end of the year. Between now and the end of the year, what do you see the price for Ethereum being?
Okay, let's take a look.
Current price, let's just call it 4,160. We'll just round it up to 4,160.
Okay. All right. Gave me a little wink there. Let me get my emotions out of the way, because Ethereum is a coin I don't particularly care for, but like you said, you kind of need it.
You and me both. Nobody likes Ethereum. I mean, it's expensive. It's just it's a pain in the ass, to be honest.
Like, I feel like I'm shopping at Neiman Marcus for some cocktail napkins that are costing way too much.
Pretty much.
All right, so what's the high by the end of the year?
Yep.
I'm seeing 4,4 and change.
Okay, 4,400?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, let's see. Let me see if I can narrow it down. 4,400, so 44. $44.15, something like that. 40. Okay, whatever the number was I gave you before, and then a 15.
4415. Okay. All right.
No, it's 41.54, so that's close. I mean, with the 15 in there, that's interesting.
Okay. All right. So that would imply we're obviously set for a little bit lower, because that's all between now and the end of the year. There's got to be something going on, because we're reasonably close to that point right now. So evidently we're looking at some sideways move or something going on there.
Yeah. So when I just looked at the symbol just now, it wobbled back and forth like a compass point from left to right, like really, really fast, like blip, 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 blip. Like it couldn't figure out what it was doing. Mm-hmm. And what direction it was supposed to go in. But it didn't move completely from west to east. It kind of stayed at that 45-degree angle, that pi at the top going like between 11 and 1 o'clock.
Okay.
You like my sound effects? Does that help with the crypto pricing?
It helps quite a bit, actually. What do you see the low being between now and the end of the year? Again, we're at 41.60.
I see quite a substantial dip in there. So let's see,
well,
41. Yeah.
Probably where we're getting such a low high here. So we're going down before we go up. Well, I have an unresolved thought here myself. Let's see how close you get to that.
It almost looks like it wants to go back to like 39, 38. That's a big wobble.
Yeah.
Huge. I mean, not that I'm crying, because I need some Ethereum for some gas fees, but, you know.
39? 39?
38, hold on. 39, 38. So 38, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 38.5?
Well, dual AI puts you at 38.25, so that's right in the neighborhood. So that's where support and resistance would be, is right here. So now you're looking at a drop of, from where we are now down to there, not an inconceivable drop, 8%. Not at all. With it, as far as crypto goes, in fact, I would almost expect it if there were any kind of a pullback. So that's where I would probably look to that being. So anyway, overall the trend is up. But so we probably might get a little bit of sideways action. It's been a while since we've had anything go sideways on Ethereum, and a lot of these are moving up and up and up. You're going to have to either break or start to what they call accumulation, which is a sideways move. I don't believe sideways moves are accumulation. I just think that's mostly indecision in the market. If you're accumulating, you're buying when it's on the low, and that's what makes it go up, is everybody's buying the dips. So anyway, I'm expecting probably a little sideways accumulation. It's long past due for Ethereum. So, all right, guys. So that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you very much, my special guest, Veronica Jayne. As always, we will be back on Woo Woo Thursdays on November 4th. I'm going to go and celebrate turning into an old man, age 54 here this coming weekend. I'll be down in Atlanta, Georgia, with my mods and my friends and all my folks at the unfairadvantage.chat. You're welcome to join us. We'd love to have you down there. And that's going to be the weekend of the 30th in Atlanta, Georgia. So just join us on the unfairadvantage.chat. Go to the birthday bash room, and you can kind of get all the details, the maps, and we'd love to have you join us. So until next time, I am Red Baron from FibbyCharts.com along with Veronica Jayne, and I will talk to you later. So until next time, be safe, be good, and be good at it. Peace and hair grease, baby.